And you know what's crazy? People will say, yeah, when you're not febe. That whole sefebe word is to stop women from living their truth and look for their options. I mean, how do you say yes to somebody? The intentions are high immediately. If a man sees you and uyakuthanda, he will show you his intentions and you guys will date with that intention. A lot of the times we date without intentions, and that's what gets us hurt. So now if I advise my nephews and my nieces that you must date, don't put a label on anything, because that label will embarrass you. So, Jolang, Bashimani, one thing about men, they do what makes them happy. If a man wants something, he will go for it. If a man wants something, he will go for it. So why is it Rona as women, if we want something, we don't go for it? Because but now what do we call them? Yes? Yes. To clean. Okay, no, come in like an hour. Okay. And that's on God, y'all. That's advice from your rich auntie. Your rich auntie says, Jola, I would never date a poor guy. Nobody said date somebody poor. Oh, hell no. Why is a man poor with all the opportunities they have? Oh, no. But I don't want to be poor either. I also want to be the rich wife. Yes. Men go for their type. If a guy likes big bums, he'll be with all the girls with the big bums. Rona, if we like men with money, why can't we date the ones that all have money until we choose the one that we want to keep? Exactly. Yeah, poor is ungodly. Poor men must go, I don't know. Actually, poor men must not be around. We are not here to suffer. We can't give birth and be dealing with poor men. Don't refuse a date. Just because umuntu keep it for a date is all. You now actually going anybody else. No, Baba. I'm not. Well, one thing I'm not. I'm submissive, but I'm not stupid. So if I go on a date with you, and I still want you the next day after the date, it's fine. Mara. I'm done crying over any guy. I'm done being exclusive to any guy who has not put a ring on my finger. If a man wants you, he will not promise you buy your car, he'll buy it. If a man wants to marry you, he'll make his intentions clear and he will marry you. And you guys can date for 6 months knowing that you are engaged. You are dating for marriage. Not you're just enjoying the label of being rechte. And then guy who saying not nabotabo, and foot some of them are bisexual. I won't be saying abo Lirato, abo Bianca. I'm being a good woman. Oh well, then you are a walking STD petri dish. Uzoba experiment your science la because the vaginal fluids that you share with all these girls fucks up your pH balance. So there's nothing sexy about dating a guy who's a player. Meanwhile, now you might as well because these girls that are sleeping with your husband or your man. So the advice from your rich auntie, guys. Your rich auntie. And another thing I always say to women, why do you guys think that you are limited to where you are? If uhlala eDobsonville uzobhiza ujona nabafana baseDobsonville. Yazi ukuthi kunabafana eVaal, kunabafana eNelspruit, kunabafana eLimpopo. If you're South African, do you know there's men in Zimbabwe? Do you know there's men in Guinea? Do you know that there's men in America? Do you know that there's the internet? You can date online and have your first date in Dubai. Why are we limited to let me not mention names, the typical people that are around? If you go to the shop, you're not gonna get that magwinya. Why do you wait to have the last piece of magwinya? Because you're hoping that when you'll be satisfied. You will not be satisfied. Leave that line, go to the next shop and take some magwinya. Why not? If the line at Gucci is long, you'll go to Louis Vuitton or Dolce & Gabbana. So Tina, we want to stand the long line. One, C20, uti second wife. Yeah, it's fine if that's up to you. I mean, I've considered it. But now, yazi kumnandi kanjani ukuhlala endlini yakho. Yazi kumnandi kanjani ukuthi uhlale endlini yakho, uzivulele ifridge yakho ekseni, ungene ephulini yakho, ufry iqanda lakho, no auntie zokufryela iqanda. Yo, kumnandi. Kumnandi. Kumnandi kanjani ukuthi uhambe uye emolini ungalayeli ungatshela umuntu ukuthi baba ngiyakuphi. Yazi kumnandi kanjani ukujona nomuntu yazi ukuthi oh ngimthanda lo muntu, yazi ngimthanda because of his personality. But I'm not saying date a broke guy and then makakunika imali mawuthola imoto and he touches you and sleeps with you, you don't feel like you are paying a debt. Kumnandi. You're my Zulu. So Gumunandi bangantshela manga, like you don't have, guys, it's not a must. Ukuthi fanele uvuke ekseni wenzele indoda breakfast. It's not. It's okay to buy yourself a dildo. And futhi before you go on a date, you must use that dildo. Ukuthi keep ubufebe kuwe. So you can take your time. Buy yourself sex toys, uvuke ekseni. Uzicleanele, fake makeup, take your time. And then if your boyfriend wants to meet you, let's meet somewhere. Date your boyfriend. He must be creative. You must see his creativity. So fast. Let me tell you something. Being a rechte and all that stuff is cheap labor. Because Tinama Pedi is gay. By special our boys. Because we know what we want. It's a very good idea to use a dildo before you go on a date. Satisfy yourself. Satisfy yourself. Because if you go on the date, that guy might go to pussy wine, sharing my flowers, you're gonna give it up. And then he's gonna dodge at you. Then you're gonna cry and be depressed. And then you're gonna, so it's like you might as well be dating lots of guys anyway, because in a month you'll sleep with 4 guys thinking that they are all your boyfriends, and then they're going to not date you. So of course, I must even start a dildo line. Actually, I've got so many business ideas. I must start a dildo line. And it should be the anti-slut dildo line. Get your edge off before you go on a date. Because if ulambile manje ubheka ama blankets, thengele teddy bears, thengele dildo, bheka Netflix. Mabuye emsebenzini uzenzele isoap. It's human nature. Satisfy it. Because when, at least if it's body nature, uyakhona ukuzenza, then after uqeda ukuzenza, we're right ugeze who has satisfied on the edge. Mangazenzanga, it's human nature, it's head, it's heart, ziningi. You can't make rational decisions. It's like going to shop, Woolworths, ulambile. You're gonna buy everything and finish your money. Yes.